Hi, I'm Joe, and welcome to Tequila with Escriva. Who is this guy and what is Tequila with Escriva? Well, I'm following in the footsteps of the great Matt Fradd, who runs Pints with Aquinas, where he envisioned having a pint discussing Catholic topics with the great angelic doctor, St. Thomas Aquinas. In a throwaway line during one of his shows, he mentioned that wouldn't it be great if someone just started talking about St. Josemaria Escriva's writings and call the show Tequila with Escriva. So that's what we're going to try to do here. We're going to talk about the great St. Josemaria Escriva. His most famous work is The Way. Do you know The Way? No, it's not that. No, Josemaria Escriva was a 20th century saint. And he wrote some reflections, meditations, most famously in The Way. And these are just punchy little quotes that he has reflected on and distilled into a collection that he left for those that were followers of his work. He was inspired in 1928 to found what became known as Opus Dei, the work of God. And this is something that is new to me. And I guess I should explain from my position. I'm not anyone. I'm just a dad raising my kids. I have a full-time job, and I'm just going to start doing this on the side because I feel like Jesus is calling me to share something that's been really inspiring me and fulfilling my life, leading me closer to Him through the words of St. Josemaria. And so, I'm not a theologian. This isn't going to be an apologetics course. I have no theology training other than my Catholic upbringing and my own personal study. I can give a disclaimer that everything here is my own. Faults, flaws, beauty, whatever it is I'm able to spit out here, this is entirely me. It doesn't reflect anything of my employer, doesn't reflect Opus Dei, and certainly doesn't represent the positions, the official teaching of the Catholic Church. For those, go pick up a Catholic catechism. Teaches everything the Church teaches is there. But this is not a book that you read like any other book, cover to cover. Again, these are meditations. They're simple paragraphs to read, contemplate, reflect on, and to do them in bite sizes. We're going to take these one at a time. And let's go ahead and look at the prologue that the author left for us. So St. Josemaria starts off by telling us, read these counsels slowly. Pause to meditate on these thoughts. They are things that I whisper in your ear, confiding them as a friend, a brother, as a father, and they are being heard by God. I won't tell you anything new. I will only stir your memory, so that some thought will arise and strike you. And so you will better your life and set out along ways of prayer and of love, and in the end you will be a more worthy soul. Point 1 of The Way. Don't let your life be sterile. Be useful. Blaze a trail. Shine forth with the light of your faith and of your love. With your apostolic life, wipe out the slimy and filthy mark left by impure sowers of hatred, and light up all the ways of the earth with the fire of Christ that you carry in your heart. I just love the way St. Josemaria kicks off these reflections in The Way with a call to action. He's calling us to be like Christ. Be useful. How are we going to be the most useful? I feel the most useful in the service of others. And I think that's really what the message of Christ truly calls us to be. It's love God and love your neighbor as yourself. We need to get out there and love our neighbor. And that's what St. Josemaria is pointing us back towards again. Go and leave a mark with the love of your life. With that love, we can erase all the hatred. We can erase the slime and filth, all the negativity. We can wipe that out with our love. And that's what I'm trying to do here. Tequila with Escriva is going to be about taking these reflections and thinking about how it is that we're going to better ourselves, and in doing so, better our communities, better our own countries, and better the world. The path to Christ is one that requires sacrifice, but ultimately is anchored in love. That love is one in which we are only finding our true purpose when we are serving others. And so while Tequila with Escriva is not necessarily a drinking show, I toast to you on this inaugural episode of Tequila with Escriva. Salud. Stay holy, my friend.